guys, Yoongi here, and welcome back to my channel. A few months back, I did a series of videos where I reacted to K-pop song suggestions from you lovely people, and it was so much fun seeing your interests and finding some new gems, some of which I still listen to religiously today, but I've decided I thought it would also be fun to see the complete opposite end of the spectrum in a video where I react to K-pop songs you hate. So I recently posted a Google form to my YouTube community tab asking for some songs which we could talk about. I'm sorry if you missed it wasn't up for very long because I wanted to ensure I could include everybody's, but stay tuned in case I do anything like this in future. I think I'll be splitting this video up into at least 2 parts in case it gets too long, so if yours isn't mentioned in today's video, it will be included in the next one. I'm not planning on holding back in this video because the whole point is that I'm trying to be honest after you guys have done the same, so with that in mind, please note that these are just people's opinions, including my own, which we're all of course entitled to when it comes to something as subjective as music. I of course would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, but please try not to take too much offense to the opinions in this video. I am in no way intending to send any hate to any artist or individual here. We're just talking about their music, and I'm sure nobody who gave us a song to react to I'm meaning to send any hate either. So sorry I've spoken enough. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, NCT Dream Glitch Mode. Our suggester says, at first I loved it, but over the past few months I just can't stand it anymore. I can admit I don't really like this song either, which is a shame because I was actually super excited for this release. I've really enjoyed seeing NCT Dream grow as a unit and the sorts of concepts they've been experimenting with, but with this release I was unfortunately a little bit disappointed. It's a shame because I really wanted to like it and I was intrigued by the concept, so I did try, but unfortunately it was a bit of a miss for me. It didn't feel as actualized as like the teaser photos did, if that makes sense. It could have been a lot more, and that's a really interesting point from our original poster as well about the longevity of this song, or lack thereof. Next up, NMIX 00. This was actually suggested to us 4 times, but we've got 2 different opinions to look at that were actually given in detail. The first person has given us a bit of a rant, so I'll put it on screen if you'd like to read. They've basically said that this song for them seemed rushed in production and it was kind of messy, and it kind of felt like an attempt to cash in on the experimental concept that's been going around a lot recently. And the second opinion we have was somebody saying they're surprised it actually grew on people because of how messy it was, and they were expecting a lot more from JYP with the production who could afford to do so. I was fully expecting this song to have a few entries, so the 4 people saying this does not surprise me. This song has become like the pineapple on pizza of K-pop. Some people love it, some people hate it, and both sides disagree with each other. Like the first opinion says, this is not an unpopular opinion. A lot of people do dislike this song, and I do find it interesting that a lot of people who don't like this song don't like it for the same reasons. So like for example, a lot of people who hate the song think it's messy, and I do absolutely agree it's not immediately clear what JYP was going for with this song. But I have a confession, I am on the team of people who love the song. I know, I'm sorry, but I think it may partially be because I've listened to it so many times I couldn't help but have it grow on me because I started to get it. I've done a few videos which have included this song, starting with my literal review of it when it first came out, where I listened to it again and again to talk about it. So I simply cannot fault anyone who does like the song or doesn't, because I've been through both. I can't say for certain if I personally believe its experimental nature was fully inspired by the likes of aespa and other groups doing experimental concepts, because I know the idea of being quote unquote experimental in K-pop has been around for quite some time now, so I'm not sure if this will be a consistent thing with NMIX either, but I am excited for their comeback coming soon, and I think a lot of people will at least be a little bit intrigued after 00. Blackpink, Pink Venom. Suggested by 2 people as well, and completely understandable to be honest. I've liked every Blackpink title track at one point or another so far, but this is the first one that has really made me think, I'm not sure if this one's gonna grow on me. And it still has not yet, to be honest, and I don't think it's looking like it will. I personally do not enjoy that chorus at all. I was expecting a lot more for their first full group comeback in such a long time, and I think not only the fans deserve better, but so did the girls. This of course was only a pre-release single, so I really have my fingers crossed that their actual comeback song, Shutdown, will be a bop. Please let it be a bop. Idol, Tomboy. I still can't get over how bad the rap is, says our suggester. Yeah, I'm tomboy. I actually mentioned this song in my recent video. As a 2022 release I hated that eventually grew on me, after I heard it so many bloody times and after seeing it live also, but I used to be in the same position where I really did not understand the hype around this song, and now I'm in the opposite boat and I can enjoy the song, but I will absolutely agree I still don't like the raps, and I will never say I do. But at the very least, I'm now sort of just used to them and have learnt to kind of tune out the parts of the raps that make me really cringe. Lisa, La Lisa. Say la, Lisa, love me, hey. Yep, fully agree with this one. I was expecting so much for Lisa's solo debut with her being the mega talented woman that she is. I was expecting YG to use this as an opportunity to proper advertise her vocal, rap and dance ability, perhaps a lot more than her role in Blackpink does. But the song just felt like it had so much missing for me. I do like the idea of her solo debut being self-titled, like boom, I'm here, pay attention. But at the same time, I feel like there's been a lot of self-titled tracks by other artists which worked more, and it kind of shows this one up a bit in comparison. An example I like to use is Maria by Hwasa. Enhypen, Future Perfect. And our suggester here says, the sound and mixing, production quality are bad, etc. They also mentioned drill music. I don't really know what drill music is, if I'm being very honest, but I can also say I'm not a fan of this song either. I noticed our original poster didn't like Blessed Cursed either. I didn't really mind that one too much, but I'm absolutely with them when it comes to Future Perfect. This one was a bit more of a miss for me. I kind of got the vibe with Blessed Cursed, and I liked the late 90s, early 2000s boy band sort of inspo behind it, but the vision isn't really as clear with Future Perfect, I don't think. I don't really know too many Enhypen fans, so I'm not actually sure how this was received by the fandom. I would be really interested to know that. Itzy, Not Shy. 'Cause I'm not shy. Not shy, not me. I have to agree with this one. I didn't like this release either when it came out, and even now it feels like it's been so long, but I'm still not so keen. It kind of felt like you couldn't escape this song when it came out, but weirdly enough, I kind of forgot about it until I saw it mentioned on this list. This song was out during that era where all of Itzy's songs were mostly about loving yourself and being confident and stuff like that, so this song kind of just blended in with the rest for me. I'm much more happy to see the sort of music they're doing now, even if Sneakers wasn't exactly my style. I like how they seem to be developing a lot more nowadays as artists, now that JYP is letting them do something different. aespa, Girls. I will tread carefully here because every time I talk about aespa, I get yelled at in my comments section, literally no matter what I say. But this song is the first aespa title track I have been able to envision myself really liking. As usual with every aespa song, I wasn't really sure on first listen and it took me a bit of time, but the more I listened to the song, the more I started to see that out of all of aespa's releases so far, this is probably one that's most my cup of tea. That being said, I have friends who liked aespa's previous releases, but this one not so much. So I do see people disliking this one. Taste and preferences can be a really funny thing sometimes. Blackpink, How You Like That. And the person who submitted this one says it feels super low budget because of the empty chorus. How you like that? This is really interesting actually because I do seem to like this song. I know it's in my playlist, but now that I think about it, I also remember I wasn't so sure on the chorus myself with the first few listens. It is quite empty in places. I actually much prefer the instrumental during the last section before the end of the song, you know, the dung 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 bit. Maybe that would have been a lot more interesting for the chorus in general. Kep1er, Wing Wing. Wing Wing! Oh my gosh, I forgot about this song already, but yeah, I remember I don't like it either. I will be fair, I do think aspects of this song can work and have potential, like the pre-chorus for example. Okay, no, I'm trying too hard to be nice. If I'm being fully honest, that's the only tolerable aspect of this song for me. I don't like the raps or the wing wing, buzzing parts. This one just isn't it for me. I'm really sorry, Kep1er. Oh My Girl, Shark. Like a shark, I can't believe it. Feel like a shark, I face the party. This is another song I forgot about, I won't lie. So I re-listened and yeah, I'm with you on this one. I don't really like it either. It's that chorus and post-chorus for me personally. I'm really not sure what they were thinking with those, but they get a thumbs down from me. This is weird, but I remember being super intrigued at first when I heard they had a song called Shark, because like sharks are one of my favorite animals. Yeah, I know it's weird. But then I heard the song itself and was like, never mind. I'm sorry, I know music is really subjective. I say this all the time. But for me personally and my tastes, this is not what I would call quote-unquote good music. Dawn, Stupid Cool. And the person who suggested this song said the saxophone is so bad and the production too. I'm gonna be really honest, I listened to this song literally once when it came out and then I forgot all about it and how it even sounded, so I had to re-listen to comment on it like I'm doing now, and now I'm also remembering why I forgot about it. It's because I didn't really like it either. It kind of feels clunky, especially when it gets to that chorus. I kind of feel bad for Dawn because if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think I'm convinced that his music under P Nation properly emphasized his abilities, and I think he could make music that is more. We know he can do it. We saw his involvement in Pentagon's music. So hopefully now that he's free from P Nation, things will change. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. Luna, Hi Hi. I've never actually spoken about this before in full detail because, well, one, orbits terrify me, but two, I also just don't think I've had an opportunity to do so. But considering we're here, it's time for a confession. I like really hate this song, like a lot. Like, for example, if this wasn't my video and a K-pop YouTuber I watched asked me to submit a song that I hate for their video, I would have commented with Hi Hi by Luna. I'm really sorry, I know a lot of people love this song, but there really isn't one aspect for this song that I would enjoy personally, because everything in this song is like the polar opposite to my personal tastes. Oh gosh, especially when there's like the Hi Hi repetition in the chorus. I'm sorry, it's a no for me. But thank you to whoever submitted this for reminding me I'm not the only one. I do feel a lot less guilty now. Rosé, Gone. I'm with the original poster on this one. See, don't get me wrong, I don't actually think this is a bad song per se, but it's just not my cup of tea at all, and not really what I expected from Rosé's solo debut music. I was expecting more. This song of the two in particular was most forgettable for me, and kind of felt super westernized. I'm not sure if that was the intention, but either way, it's not one that I would choose to listen to. Jessie, Zoom.
I see you looking at my PIC.
I'm glad somebody mentioned this song. I have wanted to talk about this at some point because I haven't yet. I actually nearly included this song in my recent video where I talked about 2022 K-pop songs I hated that grew on me, but I decided against it because I still don't think I'm that convinced I like it very much yet. My personal problem with this song is that it felt very rushed and thrown together for me. I have liked a lot of Jessie's music in the past, but this song felt nothing like any of her others. Right from the lyrics to the production, it felt incomplete, like I was listening to someone's SoundCloud draft. And then I heard Jessie talk about how this song was literally completed start to finish in a few days, and everything clicked into place. She deserved a lot better than this because I do think the song had a lot of potential to be good, and now it has sort of grown on me because it's fun to listen to at the club with friends, but I still can't help but want more from it. Pentagon, Shine. Oh, you unlocked a confession in my head that I forgot all about, because I remember not liking this song a great deal either. I completely understand why it was so popular and therefore why people loved it, but it always kind of made me cringe a little, especially in the chorus, and I don't think the choreography helped either. But because I know so many people who like it, I kind of pushed that thought away, and now you just reminded me that, oh yeah, I wasn't really keen on the song either. I do think the release is super fun, and I like that they seem to have fun with it, and so did the fans, but it isn't a song that I would personally choose to listen to. Sunmi Gashina. I was actually quite surprised to see this song in here. I've always looked at this song with a sort of fondness because it was so popular and I loved it so much. I personally really enjoyed it, and I liked seeing it go like a little bit viral around the K-pop community and seeing all the idols do the dance. Even if, yes, I will admit it did become a little bit overplayed at one point, but either way, I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say they hate this song or their reason for doing so. I did say in my Google form that you do not have to share your reasons for disliking any of these songs unless you want to, but if there is anybody else who dislikes this song, I would love to hear your reasonings why. Not so I can judge you, just because I'm curious. This next one, you're not ready. Dreamcatcher's entire discography. And I will put the person's comment on screen, but they've basically said when they've tried to listen to Dreamcatcher's discography, the music and aesthetics weren't really to their liking. Oof, I'm not gonna lie, original poster, I audibly gasped when I read this for the first time because you are so brave for confessing this, so thank you for choosing to share it with me. But also, I do understand what you mean about the aesthetics not being your personal liking. Those are a preference and we all have them. Don't get me wrong, I like that they know their concept and have solidified their position within the K-pop industry as the K-rock sort of group, but I will be honest, if I wanted to listen to K-rock, I would probably also personally look towards a K-band rather than a K-pop group with a rock concept. So that does kind of make sense to me. This person's opinion kind of made me think about that for the first time. And I will be honest, I personally wasn't a fan of Dreamcatcher's earlier music because it kind of felt very anime opening influenced, and that just wasn't a thing for me. But I have been enjoying their more recent releases in the past few years. I think there's been a bit of a shift in their concept. It's a bit more towards my own liking, but it's really interesting to hear that there's been nothing in their discography you vibed with so far. Sometimes that happens and you never know, there might be something someday. TXT opening sequence. I was quite surprised to hear this one at first because I do enjoy this song, but then I thought about it a bit and I kind of got why somebody wouldn't like this song, because like for me personally, I do enjoy it and I probably wouldn't skip it if it came on a song radio, but while I was thinking about it, I realised it's not in my playlist and I don't actively seek this song out. It does feel a little bit like it's missing something and that's why I've not added it to my playlist, but I don't quite know what. Maybe that's why some people aren't so keen on it, I'm not sure. Please let me know if you don't vibe with this one. Is it because it's not quite living up to an expectation, or is there something else? For me, there's something missing that I can't quite put my finger on. IOI Dreamgirls.
We are the Dream Girls, Dream Girls.
I haven't heard this song in years because I would never voluntarily go out and listen to it, because I also don't really like this song. I'm sorry, IOI is still a sore subject for a lot of people even after all these years. I understand that, even after everything these girls have done since. But out of all of IOI's songs, this is probably one of my weakest personally. It's the furthest from my own tastes, which is why I say that. I'm not saying the song's necessarily weaker in general, I don't know that. But it just feels like it belongs more on a children's TV show rather than in my Spotify playlist. I think I was like 16 or 17 or something when this song came out, but even then it didn't feel like it was aimed at a crowd like me, you know? GOT or Got the Beat or whatever SM calls them, Step Back. This one was submitted to us twice with a couple of reasons, so I will include those also. The first one says that the instrumental is weird and kind of unbearable for them to listen to, and the second opinion also says those like metallic clanging noises also kind of hurt their ears too, and they think the instrumental is chaotic and not harmonic. And they also pointed out the edited vocals. This song I'm glad we received because I have wanted to talk about it for a while. I think I've mentioned it before, but I absolutely adored Super M. So when I heard SM were kind of doing a similar sort of concept with female idols, I was so excited, especially as somebody who's both a boy group stan and a girl group stan, you know? But this one for me was a massive miss, and I'm devastated that I don't like it. But for pretty much the same reasons as our posters have said as well, they summed it up great for me. The main one for me is the vocals. Some of the vocals in this song really caught me off guard, and the sense that it was a choice. SM put some very, very vocally gifted women in this group, but the song itself had them straining their voices in ways that are simply not natural for them, and it both didn't do them justice, but also made them sound like they were struggling, when in reality, it's not that they can't sing, they were just being asked to do something completely wrong for their voices. I don't know, the whole song is kind of just dissonant for me personally, and I don't like the way it sounds, you know? MCND Ice Age. This one was also mentioned twice, but one of them has submitted a reason. They have said this song flows wrongly on all levels for them, and the chorus is kind of jarring and every verse in the chorus seem a bit offbeat. I was really surprised to see this song mentioned at all, never mind by two different people, but I think I'm more surprised because whenever I see people talking about MCND, it's usually fans trying to teach people who they are or praising them. I don't really see a lot of discourse around them on social media, but it is easy to forget that people can still dislike songs by them. I'll be honest, for a while when this song came out, I kind of dismissed it as well. I wasn't really a stan at the time. I kind of just thought it was like funny. I didn't really focus much on the musicality, which is more what our poster said they don't like about it. But before I even got round to thinking about any of that, it did kind of eventually grow on me because I saw the song featured a lot in K-pop games on YouTube, and I started to really like the pre-chorus and the vocals, and then I started looking into the group and it spiraled from there. And if it does help anybody who dislikes this song, this is one of those that kind of goes off a bit live, if that's any solace, so maybe check out some live performances. Not that I'm trying to change your mind or anything, I completely understand. If you hate a song, you hate a song. BTS Permission to Dance. This song was received from two people, and I'm a third person who dislikes this song. Now don't get me wrong, I don't actually necessarily think that this is a bad song, even though I don't like it. I think it does its job well. I would put this song in the same sort of category as like Happy by Pharrell Williams or Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake, in the sense that it sort of reminds me of those like really poppy feel-good type of songs you'd hear on the radio, and I do believe that's what the intention was with this song. So it's fully fit for purpose, mission accomplished. But because that's what this song is going for, it feels far too westernized for me, to the point that if I was to hear it randomly without recognizing their voices, of course, I wouldn't have even guessed this was a BTS song, and that's where it falls flat for me. It's just not something that really blends in with their discography or what I know and love them for. Twice, Knock Knock. Yes, I'm with you on this one. I can't exactly describe why. I think the reason I dislike this song is just because it pales in comparison to Twice's other title tracks. And hearing the quality of them in comparison, that's why I don't like this one, if that makes sense. There's a few Twice songs that are the absolute bottom tier for me, and this is right there amongst them. I'll let you guys figure out what else is there. EXO, Love Shot. It's the love shot. This one we were given twice as well, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know anybody hated this song because I love it so much, and I kind of thought other people did as well. But when I actually think about reasons people could potentially hate this song, I kind of get it. Perhaps it's the repetition in the chorus instead of like an actual chorus. It's a little off-putting at first, and I can understand that, but for me personally, the concept and styling and the choreography are just so iconic that I looked past all of that, and now I love it. ATEEZ, Gorilla. I think this was the the only 80s submission we got, so it was interesting to see which song it would be, and I understand fully why it was this one. I personally love a lot of 80s' title tracks, but even for me, I don't think this one quite hit the spot. I definitely get the sort of concept they're going for, and I like that they're still challenging themselves even after all the success they've had with concepts we know they can do. But unfortunately, this one didn't quite work for me. I like that they're pushing the envelope, yes, but perhaps further than was required for 80s, and it pushed further past a point that really suited them, if that makes sense. I'm not saying they can't do harder concepts because they have done hard concepts before, but I don't think this one fell in a sweet spot for them. I hope that makes sense. Rosé, On the Ground, and our poster here says it's their least favourite solo from Blackpink. I've personally been debating for a while if my least favourite solo release from Blackpink was On the Ground or La Lisa, but I always come back to On the Ground as my least favourite Blackpink solo, so I am with the original poster here. I can't say I was expecting more from Rosé's solo debut, even though I fully was, because I wasn't exactly sure what I was expecting anyway, but it was definitely more than this. I was quite disappointed in the song itself, with like the chorus not really doing very much, but even the choreography as well was just a no for me. I feel like we all know that Rosé is capable of so much more than this song shows. Like, I think she's been absolutely killing it with Pink Venom. Hopefully, if we get more Rosé solo music someday, we get to see another side of her and her abilities. I would love to see what else she can do. NCT Dream, Hot Sauce. This one was actually submitted by 2 people, but I have a bit of a confession with this one. I also really did not like this song when it came out. The lyrics and the meaning and the concept was like a lot. I know I've said in the past that I loved hearing the different concepts Dream are experimenting with, but this was just a no for me. However, I saw them perform this song live at K-pop Flex, and I'm not necessarily saying I love it now or anything, but it does kind of go off a little bit live. Like, it was so good. Now, I'm not sure if that's just testament to how good Dream are live as performers, that they could make me think I like this song when I heard it in person, but that is an interesting thing to think about. Oh My Girl, Dun Dun Dance.
Just wanna dun dun dance, dun dun dance, dun dun dance.
I think I was a bit on the fence about this song when it came out, in the sense that I didn't have any strong feelings either way towards it. But if I was forced to pick if I loved or hated it, if like and dislike weren't an option, I would be edging more towards hate, because I do not like it enough to say that I love it, that's for sure. I do like that with this song I can tell why somebody would love it if they're into a certain style of K-pop, but I can also see why somebody would hate it, because there's some aspects that may be considered a bit more graining. Like, for example, that would be any of the rap bits for me personally. Kai, Peaches. The person who suggested this one says they don't go out of their way to listen to it because it's not their taste, and was much better for him. Is it called or just I feel weird saying it. I'm completely with the poster here on this one though. I couldn't have said it better myself. I never really got out of my way to listen to this one, and I think was better for him, and who we all know as Kai. Of course we know EXO's Kai, and we weren't to know what direction soloist Kai would go in, but just basing off the evidence we have so far in the songs he has released, the sort of style we saw with seemed to make a lot more sense for him. I actually don't think Peaches is a bad song or anything like that. It's actually a nice, more relaxing listen, but it's not one I would usually choose to listen to. Okay guys, we have gone through about half of the songs on my list now, so I think we're going to end it there, and everything else will be in a part 2. Because I have a lot to say and I'm trying to speed through them, but I'm trying not to go too quickly as well. So thank you so much for watching if you got this far, and thank you so much again to everybody who submitted a song for us to talk about. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on some of these songs or any other songs you hate. If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell. That'll let you be the first to hear whenever I upload. And as always, my Twitter and Instagram will be on screen if you'd like to give them a follow. I've been trying to get a lot better at using both of them, and I always follow back fellow K-pop stans, so let's be friends. I'll see you next time. Bye guys!